What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Falling Forward, making standards come alive. I have two amazing special guests on the show today. I have my mother and I have my aunt. They are two blessed women in my life that have helped shape me, helped shape Dozier Ezema, the man you see today. Dozie is even for Americans. But they have helped shape me. This is Glory, my mother, and Auntie Augustina, my aunt.
Hello.
They both have their own YouTube show. It is hilarious, just to let you know. Hilarious. With that being said, everyone always wants to know the mother's perspective and the way our mothers think. Now, a little backstory. We were raised with my aunt and her children as well. We would spend our summers at their house. They literally border us in age. So I have 4 brothers. She has 5 children as well, right?
Yeah.
So there's 5 boys, 5 children. She has 4 boys, 1 girl.
Yep.
So between us, we have 10.
10 total. But we're all close in age. So we're all very similar age. So we were raised together. Oldest, middle, young. And then there's a little space between the youngest. But at the end of the day, we were raised together. So I'm here to ask the key questions that everybody wants to know. And I want to hear from a mother's perspective. Question number 1, people. People, this is going to be a good episode right now. Question number 1. Auntie. Madame. Auntie. Please. Why? Listen though. Why are your sons not married? Please. Who would like to go first?
She will go first.
I think I'll take it first.
Auntie will go first. Explain though. I want to know why are your sons not married, please?
From my own side, I would love to be a grandma. I would like to have grandchildren and daughter-in-law. I want to have all those, but for me to tell you this is exactly why they're not married, I cannot tell you. First of all, what I can put in is that because of education, they've been in school all their life, and when
Nigeria loves school.
And now when they graduated,
Okay.
they want to work and save some money because it's kind of like a norm. Like when you are ready to get married, you'll be ready to move out of your mom and dad house.
Now that's book-wise, but you know your sons.
I know my
So
sons.
I want to know, from a mother's perspective, why do you feel your children are not married?
I mean, they don't have the money
Okay.
to support both themselves and another person.
Okay.
You know, money for the wedding, money for the dowry if they marry Nigerians.
Yeah.
You know, we have our own, culture
Our own
when
process.
it comes to, marriage. You got to do the dowry. So that's actually I didn't ask them.
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask them why they're not married yet. Yes.
Okay. Madame. Oh. Hey. Madame. Oh.
Now your turn.
She has 5 boys, 4 boys and 1 girl. Now, ranging from 30 to 31. Ranging from 31
to 20.
20. Well, 15. I say because I was just a young.
Okay.
15.
Good.
Madame, why do you think your sons are not married?
Well, first of all, my son, I have to thank you so much for inviting us to the show.
Uh-huh.
All right, from my own perspective,
Uh-huh.
I would think that the children are not married. I mean, I won't call them children, please, because they get married.
Grown men.
Grown men.
Adults.
Yes.
Adults.
They're not married. One is because, they just finished college, so they want to make money to be able to have a very good wedding. And then there's another aspect to it, because they love African food so much. So because of it, sometimes they want to hang around the house for a long time so that they can eat the African food before they can get married.
Okay.
So,
Madam, you can cook the food and
So-
give them.
exactly. But
But your sons live in different states.
I know most of the time they come home very often so that they can eat the food. Yes.
So if anybody doesn't know, my mom and my aunt are hilarious. They are the ultimate jokesters. Understand? These two comedy. You ask where I get it from. Hey, Le. You ask where I get my comedy. Is these two?
Now, okay.
Question number 2.
Ah.
Hey, this is the final question. Why, Mom, Auntie,
Yeah, so
why do you prefer your sons to marry, or your children to marry from their race? Now we in Nigeria, Igbo. Igbo kwenu.
hey,
All right, I'll go
Why do you
first.
prefer them to marry from their culture? Yes.
All right. Okay.
Wait, first, do you prefer your sons or daughters to marry from your culture?
All right. Thank you. It's such an important question.
Okay.
And I'm
Well,
glad.
do you prefer first?
When you say prefer, before I can say yes or no, I'll give you the reasons.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask with the straight question.
Okay.
Why do you prefer your children to marry of their race, and why? I mean, of their culture, and why?
Okay, very good. I mean, the reason that we prefer, it's not that we
We,
don't like people.
We,
you.
you.
Me
Answer for
in
yourself.
particular, for myself.
Madame,
Okay.
you are speaking, or you have the floor.
All right, no
You
problem.
speak.
It's fine. All right, so the reason that I prefer my children to marry people from my culture, it's not because I don't like people from different cultures, but the only thing is this, there's a lot of cultural differences. So if someone wants to marry my children, I will appreciate if they will learn the culture, because there's so many things in that culture. You have the food, you have the fashion, you have the language. So if you're willing to, learn these things, I mean, to be honest, wherever you come from, any background, any racial, any ethnic background, I don't mind. And at the same time, I prefer my children to also
You're interviewing.
learn the wife's culture. If you learn it very well, and then I will also accept you.
She said she doesn't mind though.
No.
This
I
is
didn't
news to
finish,
me,
I
oh.
didn't finish, I didn't finish.
Go ahead.
No, because actually what happened is that a lot of, it's not that I'm going to speak for everyone, but most of the time, African culture, sometimes people look at it like, we were very rigid, that we're not open to other cultures. And the reason why we do that, it's not that we don't like people, like we said. I mean, we have food, we have ethnic food. So sometimes people can come to your house and say, I don't like this food. And, my advice is this. If you love someone, you should love everything about them.
Okay.
So if you're marrying someone from China, you have to like Chinese food. If you marry someone from Africa, you have to like their food. So you can't like someone and don't like their culture. And that's one of the, most of the time people complain.
So basically, you're saying you're okay. You would prefer them to marry their culture because of the food, the environment, the mindset.
Exactly.
But you're okay if they marry another culture.
If the person is willing to accept them the way they are, and if my son is willing to accept their own culture too, because it's not just about me, it's not about my son, but it's about the wife. Two people supposed to be happy.
Okay.
You have to learn their culture and accept her the way she is. She has to learn your own culture and accept you the way you are. And that's it, because there's a lot of challenges with marriage.
That's
So
true.
when it's
So,
cross-cultural,
I know one advice that you told me one time when it came to marriage, that I know my mother said one thing that I really took down, because she's always talking to us about marriage. She said that the Nigerian culture is very loud. It cannot be ignored. So you must make sure whoever you marry loves and understands the Nigerian culture. And I said
Very
that's
good.
true. The Nigerian culture is very loud, very in your face. It takes over. It is very boisterous.
Yes.
And there are other cultures like that. But the Nigerian is one of them. Now, Auntie,
Yeah.
do you prefer your children to marry of their culture? And if so, why?
Left with me, yes, I would prefer for them to marry within their culture, because there is nothing like staying on your own land. Staying with somebody you don't have to coach
Okay.
every time. But being that marriage is an institution that have to take two to tango, you have to love each other. I cannot tell you this is who to marry. All of you are born here. I believe you have some American culture in you, and you have African, Nigerian culture, and our value have already been instilled inside you with the name that will tell where you come from.
It's true.
And some of you already know the language.
She
because
does
when you fall-
It's in my.
when you talk about culture, we got to talk about the language, like
That's
she
true.
said, the food, you talk about certain symbols, the dressing, what we do. So some of you that were born here actually don't know much back home unless you get there.
It's true.
So if you are willing to marry somebody for your own happiness, somebody that you love and will love you for who you are, where you come from, not somebody that is looking at Africans as an ape or a place where monkeys dwell, then you will come to your mom's house. The stockfish we cook will make them start throwing up. By then I'll feel bad.
The stockfish, if anybody knows stockfish, your house, your clothes, will smell.
So,
but it's not African food only that smells.
You
It's
look
true.
at it.
Agriculture
If
smells.
they can appreciate you for who you are,
Yes.
and we go like a package, because it's not like when you marry and that's it, you've cut off your family and you go, because that's the fear. Because some cultures,
That's true.
you marry and it's you and that person and that's it.
That's true.
So that's the only fear, because we go as a family. Your mother, your father, everybody. We are one. Your brothers. So once you can find somebody like that that can take the whole family, and the same thing, you will embrace their own family too.
That's true.
So you're okay with it?
I will be okay with it so long as you're happy. Not when you have to drop your own culture as to be able to fit in.
Okay, I understand.
In a culture
I
that
understand
is
that.
not yours.
That's not
By
yours.
then,
Absolutely.
that's not my style.
So you
that's
don't want us to lose our
sell out.
essence
Uh-huh.
and to
Sell out who you are.
and to think. I absolutely understand. that.
Mhm.
All right. So question number 3. What is some advice you would like to tell us, especially your sons, even your daughter, but especially your sons? What is some advice you'd want to tell us when it comes to picking
The
a
lifetime
spouse?
partner.
A
Okay.
lifetime partner.
Okay.
Spouse. Yes, yes.
I'll go first. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Madam.
Yes.
The madam
yes.
they
Yes.
are.
Yes.
Speak
Go
up.
ahead.
Speak.
All right. As a mother, like we said about the culture, most of the time when the parents train the children, I know in the Western world they have insurance company. I mean, they have insurance. They have everything to take care of the parents when the parents get old. But most of African kids, we expect. The parents expect them to help out a little bit when they're older to take care of them. So my advice to the young ones is that do not forget your parents and everything that they went through to put you through college. So if you can help them financially,
pause really
you
quick.
can.
Look, understand. Everybody understand. If you know Nigerian culture, Nigerians speak in parables sometimes. It means they'll go like this before they finally get to the point.
Okay, let me go.
So understand very well.
I'll go.
But
She's getting to the point. She
Let
hasn't
me-
even gotten to the point yet.
let me
Just
let
let
you
you
know.
know.
Let me
Hey, Auntie wants to go. Auntie.
I finished mine.
Oh, God, spit up.
Right
Hey, we'll
now.
get back to my mother.
Yes.
She's
Right-
processing. Give
right
her.
now,
Go
as we
ahead.
are looking at you,
Yes,
you
yes.
represent all the youths, Nigerian youths,
Okay.
or the world youths, or African youths. So my own advice will be, if you're picking a spouse, do not do that because of the physical appearance, physical beauty, because that person you're looking at physically, they're okay, they got muscle, they got nice face, they got good behind, they got this, they got that. If any little sickness come in, because choosing a life partner is for better or for worse, not because of their career, how much they will bring to the table, not because of their physical appearance, how good they look, but don't go and get an ugly person.
I was just about to say that.
Mention that.
So
No,
if you walk in with somebody, look, Nigerians.
No. Don't go and do that.
Nigerians are very
What
critical.
I'm saying, don't go because, this is how this person, I just like her nose.
So basically
her
what you're
cheek.
saying is
Because
If
don't
there
go
is
only.
a surgery,
Exactly.
yes, don't go only on a physical appearance. If there is surgery done on that part of the body you love most, then the love will run. And then that's when you will start complaining. You start coming back from work late. You start hanging out. You start looking for other sources. We don't want that. When you're picking a wife, you got to pray. You got to, you know what you want, because it's an individual thing. You know who you can. Some people I know can't stand their parents for one thing or the other. So, and some people are looking for a wife that will behave similar with their like their
With
mom.
mother.
So whatever is your own circumstances, make sure you pick somebody that will be for better, for worse, not because of their financial, help.
Right, okay.
Or maybe they paying all the bills, or they will help you pay. They got a good job, or their body, their shape. Look at the leg. If something happened there and they cut it, then you will run. Just make sure you pick something not
So
only because of
basically-
physical appearance.
So
Very good.
basically, physical
Right?
appearance,
Yes.
we shouldn't
You
put
Yes.
all the weight
Oh,
on
no,
physical
no,
appearance.
no, not at all.
But we shouldn't throw it away as well.
You should
Yes.
not throw it away because
Because I
you
tell
know
you-
who we are. We got
Any
we got-
Nigerian knows if you bring an ugly person,
Oh my
hey,
God!
now I
Hey, where are you coming with? This
Hey,
one,
she
this
said, man. Now I
I'll add a little
Madam,
bit. Exactly.
Please.
I'll add a little bit.
Please.
Okay.
In terms of the physical ability, I like what you said because, like you said, they might get pregnant and then have children. All of a sudden, the shape will change. And my advice, what I'll add to what my friend said is this: do not marry someone because their parents are wealthy. Because if you like that person just because of that family wealth, the father might decide to cut the person off from the will. Then, if that's what the marriage is based on, then you might not like the woman anymore. Then do not marry a woman because of the profession. Let's say she's a doctor or she's a lawyer. So you don't like her, but you just like the profession. If she start having children and decide not to work again and become a stable mom, then you get annoyed because the income is not there because you didn't marry her because you love her. So my final advice is this: marry someone based on their innermost, like the qualities that they have in terms of they are very nice, they are kind,
And they're beautiful too.
they're
Because
beautiful,
we have
they're
a
Auntie,
They're beautiful.
Auntie,
That's
hey.
right.
exactly.
She has sons now.
Exactly. So they will
We're not blind though.
Yes.
Oh no.
They will have outside beauty and inside beauty.
That's
because
right.
the inside beauty is just something that do not change no matter the circumstance.
You're right.
But the physical beauty might change. And then the last thing is this: I know a lot of women we are weak. So I know
It's okay.
exactly.
Mother.
So and I know that a lot of men
Where's your hair?
do not like that. So when you're marrying a woman, make sure that you see her in her natural beauty.
Ooh.
So that means even if she has a wig, try to tell her once, take it off. Let me see exactly what you look like.
You don't just see anybody on the well, you marry
Exactly.
them. You don't know
Because
who
the method
person
is that you don't want to take someone home and then when they take off the hair, it won't look exactly how you saw them outside.
You're speaking
So
for all the men
that's my advice.
across the world.
Exactly.
Across
And all the generations and generations.
Yes,
and all the
yes,
Nigerian
yes.
men.
All the Nigerian men.
yes,
I
yes.
bet
So,
my
okay,
children. No,
okay.
don't read the age.
Now,
Please,
on a
let
side
them-
note,
Okay.
just focusing on your sons now. Now it's getting serious.
Okay.
How do you feel? Because as us men, sometimes we feel the makeup is too much. Well, we don't know who you are. So, as mothers, would you want us to bring somebody that wears a pound of makeup all the time to the house without understanding how she really looks?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. I will advise you to tell your friend, the lady that you're bringing to the house, not to put so much makeup if you're going to meet your parents, so that your parents can see them in their natural states.
I see.
To me, it doesn't matter because what I'm talking about is all about you mainly. Because as a parent, I can decide to go back to Nigeria. As a parent, like you said, our children live in different parts of. So long as it's your choice, and I ask you, do you love this person, and you said okay, I think I'll be fine with it. They can put makeup on. Is a matter of preference. We put it on now. That doesn't mean that's how we look.
Exactly.
All the time. If we are going out, myself, I would like to put makeup on, and I will have a little eyebrow if somebody say, "Oh, because I'm going to meet my mother, don't wear makeup." I want to know if your mother is the Queen of England. I said, then you go see your mother. I'm not going. So this is what it is. So
Okay, I have another question. This will be
Okay.
my last question.
okay.
How do you feel about us bringing our potential spouse home, or bringing a girlfriend or boyfriend home? How do you feel about that? Does it have to be serious? Would you like to know them ahead of time? Would you like to know them when we're ready to pop the question? Explain this to me. This is my last question.
I'll go first. To me, right this moment, because too many things are happening,
Yes.
I'll be so glad to see you bring somebody home and say, this is who I want to marry or who you're dating, because once you're doing it behind my back, anything can happen.
But at this point,
But
we
if you bring somebody and say, that's what I'm saying, I say, don't do it behind my back, because too many things are happening. A man can kill a woman can kill a man, because things are being done in the hidden. So if you bring that, if the girl, let me say the lady, if she is serious and she wants to, be your future wife, I think that lady would like to meet your parents. And then you too will like to meet their parents. So I think the best thing will be you bring them over for dinner. If you have a job, you give me money so I can cook.
What I'm asking is, let's say we're just girlfriend, boyfriend, we just met, we're kind of getting to know each other. Would you want me to bring them now or later when it's serious? And
I
say,
think
this is somebody
now will be better, so that at the beginning, so if I have any input, I can make it. Not when you're already serious and you're ready to pass the question. By now you're on a crossroad. Then I will place you in a position you either fall back this side or that side. So I will like it at the beginning, so that if I notice something once the person walking, when they leave, I will say, look at this. So you see the leg so skinny. See this. So then I can have my own input at the beginning.
Absolutely.
But at the later time, we put you in an awkward position because you don't know what to do.
Madam.
Yes, sir.
Speak up. How do you feel about that?
Okay, your question. I will prefer that my children bring people that they're serious to marry. And I'll tell you my reasons. Because when I hear the boyfriend, girlfriend thing, it's very unfortunate. I mean, we're from a different culture. So whenever I hear that word, it sounds like someone sleeping with someone that they're not married to. And
which happens a lot.
Yes, where we come from, men and women, I mean, the association is more like, it's just like a very simple relationship. It doesn't get into sexual until you're ready to get married.
In Nigeria today?
That's what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't.
In Nigeria today?
No. It depends on the spirit.
I see African movie like you.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Go ahead. Don't forget that this is my opinion.
That's true.
It's a question that you ask
Madam, it's true.
So
it's true.
It's always good to be honest in terms of what you believe.
That's true. Okay.
So I'm a very spiritual lady, so I expect my children to be moral. So I would like them to bring someone that I know that they're serious about, because I don't want them to bring a woman and then deceive a woman, or you know very well that you don't like this person and you're just playing with them. So you don't bring the person to me and then maybe after a week or two you're like, I don't like this person, I don't like this person. So when you see someone that fits the criteria that you set for yourself for marriage, then you can bring the person home and then I can assess the person. I will welcome the person. And then if I have any opinion, I can share with you, but at the same time, my opinion does not matter. What matters is, do you like the person? Yes.
All right. Everyone, so that is my mother and my aunt's advice. Mom's advice is probably what I'm going to be calling this episode. So do me a favor, if you like this episode, if you love my mom and my aunt, go ahead and subscribe, comment. I'm going to put their YouTube channel underneath. They are hilarious. I mean, when you guys say, I got comedy in me, whatever, it's from these two. I didn't even know I had comedy in me till I got older. But with that being said, we are going to pray as we always do at the end of this segment. And then let me know how you feel about this episode. It's different. I didn't have any traditional wear to wear today. I kind of wanted to do to show that we're American. I'm American and Nigerian at the same time, as well as they represent the Nigerian. So I want to do a little aspect like that. So anyways, we'll pray. And I will let them pray, but you know they pray long. So we don't do that here. Pray long. So wonderful Father, in Jesus' mighty name, we thank you, we love you, and we adore you. I pray for everyone out here who's even struggling watching this because they don't have mothers or they didn't grow up with a mother. Father, I pray you give them wisdom and revelation and the peace and understanding that a mother's advice is blessed when they're coming out of the right spirit and they're not tripping. But anyways, in Jesus' name, wonderful Father, we thank you, we love you. Father, I pray that this advice will be heard. I pray, Father, that let people understand that this is just an opinion of mothers and they mean our best at heart. They are not coming out of maliciousness, but they just want the best for their children, their sons and their daughters. Father, I pray that you will strengthen everybody in this walk. I pray, Father, you'll change mindsets, and I pray marriages will be birthed from this, and I pray this video will bring joy to other people. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Everybody, that's my
Thank you.
spew on Falling Forward. Oh, can you guys share your, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Our Sweet Home Nigeria. Thank you so much for bringing us to
Thank
the
you
show.
for inviting us.
Thank you
Alright,
guys
thank
for
you
coming
so
on the
much.
show.
God bless.
Everyone, catch me next week on Falling Forward. Make it
Stand
standards
up,
come alive. That was good. That was good. Let's see. So we'll catch you next week on Falling Forward. Make it standards
Come alive.
Oh, you want to do it together? Okay. You ready? Everybody, catch me next week on Falling Forward. Making standards
come alive.
That's right. You gotta do it too.
Make standard come alive.
All right. Ready?
Yes.